Hello, hello, hello. I'm going to wait for some folks to come in before I get started. I don't know how many I'll get. This is my new channel, but I'll wait. Hello, hello. Waiting for some folks to come on in. Okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get started since this is my new channel and folks that have to find their way here. So I'm gonna give some information. It's not I did not do a psychic reading on it, but it has the ring of truth to it for me. And because it has the ring of truth to it for me, I am sharing it with you all, okay? I would not share it with you all if I thought it was nonsense, okay? So here we go. It's going to answer a lot of your questions. It's going to also help you to understand why there was no justice. First thing I want you all to see is like this right here. This is fake. I hope y'all can see me. Hold on, let me see. I hope y'all can see me doing that. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, this is fake. There were never any tears. This is all fake. This is acting. Okay? She did a damn good job too. And this is what got people. This is what tore at people's heartstrings right here. But this is fake. Okay? This is fake. Okay, so let's go on. Here we go. Now, I'm going to talk about this. Bring this up. It should have changed by now. Okay, we know that. Okay, this is an opinion, of course, but I'm going to say I believe. Okay, Kanika was raped. She was raped by several men. Okay, they took turns with her and they held her down. And I believe this was after she had been drugged. Okay, one of the guys, the psychic said, that raped her had dreads, a peach fuzz, a red cap, and had on a wine-colored jacket. I said wine, but it's wine-colored jacket. Okay, it said she was raped in the bathroom, but I also know that she was raped down in the freezer as well. So she was raped by several men. Okay, several men. There's a woman whose first name starts with an M, okay, who was supposedly a close friend of Kanika's. Well, there's a photo of this woman with Kanika in a van, and this woman has Kanika's pants off and her shoes off. A lot of people thought this was a photo from the freezer, but no, it's a photo from a van. Okay, and this person, whoever this close friend is, with a cat with a whose first name starts with the letter M, they were doing some perverted things to Kanika. This person also stomped Kanika in her face with her foot. I mean, I'm telling you, when I found out these things, these such gruesome things, I was trying to think of this movie to give you all a better idea, and hopefully it'll come to me. She was thrown down on her face by one of the men who bit her breast. She started to fight back. He threw her on her face. This M person stomping her foot into her face caused her nose to squish in. And spread out. Okay? She was beaten. Her head was smashed against the walls. Several times, just smashed against the walls. She was suffocated. She fought to get that garbage bag off of her. You could see a part of it on her thumb. I believe it's on her thumb, and you could see how her hands are like curled. Okay, like she had been struggling and fighting. Okay, she got beat so much they suffocated her to a degree, but didn't kill her, that she ended up with brain damage. She had swelling in the head. She had fluid in the head. So the medical examiner knew that. Her mom had an independent investigation done and an independent autopsy done that she said she would share with the public, but she never did. So her mom could see that. Okay? Could, but her mom said there was no foul play. Her mom said no one did anything to Kanika. Her mom said Kanika walked into that freezer all by herself, all by her lonesome. Nobody guided her. Her mom said that it was Kanika walking in the hallway. Now we know all of that is a lie. All of that is a lie. And one thing that really got me was that Kanika wanted her mom to know that that was not her on that surveillance footage. Even Kanika didn't know at that time of immediate crossing that her mom would betray her. She didn't even know how much her mom was involved. Because when you cross over so fast like that in a shock and you've been brutalized and violated in such a gruesome manner, your mind is in shock. You're not going to be able to think about everything, and the last thing you want to think about is your mother turning her back on you. Okay? So part of this was for revenge, and I'm going to go into that in a different video. Okay? But she was also paraded around in a cart, and a lot of people in a garbage bag on a cart, and a lot of people, there was a video piece of her being pushed around in a cart. Okay, I had an issue with that because of the time, the date and time with that, of the discrepancy, how it would throw things out of order. But since this is the case, I may go back and revisit that and look at some things. But these people paraded her around like she was on display. They dragged her on the floor by her hair. By her hair. They treated her like she was a piece of garbage. She was a piece of garbage to them. I asked God, how can such people exist to be able to do these things to a person? It is beyond my understanding to be able to understand or comprehend the mind of people who did this to Kanika Jenkins. I had to pray to God, what can be done? What can we do to eliminate such people from our environments? Because these people are extremely dangerous people. Okay? Now this woman with first name starting with an M, had a boyfriend, and this boyfriend also violated Kanika. And this boyfriend, actually, he did a couple of videos of him being on the run because he thought the police were going to come after him because of what he did to Kanika. Okay? But since this case was covered up, of course, they did not go after him. But he showed how guilty he was. He went on the run and was stupid enough to do lives talking about they weren't going to catch him. They didn't know where he was. And this was the M's boy. So M and her boyfriend did very nasty, vile, gruesome things, sexually violating her, physically violating her to such a degree that is unmentionable, is unthinkable. They would be considered monsters, ravenous animals, not even human, for what they did to this girl. There were several people involved in this planning. The psychic said the leader, his name is Carl. She said there were 3 guys involved. One of them is the guy with the dreads. And there were 2 girls who knew what were going on. I believe those 2 girls are Bree and Monifa. I believe those are the two girls who knew what was going on. And there were three guys, and they said the leader was Carl, but there was 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 other people that are not mentioned here. I had a hard time sleeping last night. Matter of fact, I got very little sleep. And because of this, it disturbed, it disturbed me. And I had to pray. I had to pray for Kanika. She's at peace now, but the hell, the more than hell that she went through just knowing this, I had to pray. I had to pray so that I would be able to release the negativity, knowing this, finding this out, created within me the pain, the suffering, the hurt, knowing a human being can be treated in such a humane manner by people that you can walk past any day, by people who also have family members, have birthdays, who have jobs, and have children, and yet they can do this thing to another human being. I had to pray. I had to pray that these people are somehow in some way caught at some time doing something that would put them behind bars for a very long time. But these people are too dangerous to be on the street. They are a menace to society. They are like HIV on the loose. So I ask that you pray if this has been disturbing you, this has been bothering you. You have to pray for a release. Pray that you are released from the agony and the pain and the confusion and trying to figure out things and all of the questions. Because after I found this, I didn't even want to do any more videos on Kanika Jenkins. I mean, I was done. And this is why it will never come out. This is why she will never get justice. This is one of the reasons. This is why you never saw her in that casket. Okay? And she is not in that grave. And even though she's not in that grave, her mother could have enough decency to at least put a headstone there in remembrance of Kanika. But she hasn't even done that. That woman is the coldest woman I know. And when I say no, I mean based on her behavior. So this reading was done back in 2017. I would say between September and December. I advise you all who really want to get into the why of things that happened, not so much what happened in the surveillance video, but how all of this came about. So go back to the 2017 videos, okay, and watch some of the psychic videos. Now this is one way you can tell whether or not something is for you. If you listen to it and it has a ring of truth for you, that you can resonate with it, it speaks to you, it answers some of your questions, then that message is for you. Okay? It may shake you up and disturb you initially, but at some point it should bring a resolve to you. But you need to, if you believe in God, pray about it. Pray so that you can release the hurt and the suffering. Okay? And I just have and I don't want to, because I want to see these people they need to get the death penalty, okay? They need to get life in prison. They shouldn't see the light of day ever again. And I pray that they learn from this and never ever do another human being this way again. I pray that they learn from this, that they have a karma for this. Sometimes you cannot understand or feel pain for another person until you've experienced it. until you have experienced it. And I want them to experience all of the hurt and pain that they have brought on other people. I want it to rain down on their heads so that they will feel it, and hopefully it will be enough to cause these people to change their behavior, to change their way of thinking, to become more humane people, to develop conscience, to develop a caring for people. So I said a prayer last night for Kanika. I said a prayer for myself. And if this continues to bother you all, say a prayer for Kanika and say a prayer for yourself that you will be released from the pain, the hurt, the suffering, continuing to be drawn to this case, having endless questions. Pray. There is power in prayer. One thing I know, for so-called atheists, when they get their back up against a wall and they don't see any way out, they will say, God, if you exist, please help me. Okay? So pray. That's all I have to say. No woman should ever, no one should ever. There's a beautiful girl here. Beautiful girl here. And these people were monsters. They were monsters. All right, I'm out.